At first glance, you might think BALLxPIT is a bullet hell brick breaker with an immensely satisfying ball fusion and evolution system. And you'd be right, but what would otherwise be another run-of-the-mill roguelite quickly reveals itself to be a masterclass of tone. Every moment of playtime is clouded by the dark and overbearing, yet energizing gloom that is born from In the game's opening moments, your character emerges from the bottom of the screen. You're presented with a barren game space where you hear the first echoes of the game reverberate in your ears. The soundscape is empty, apart from a low chant that transforms into the rhythmic pounding beat that signals the approach of a looming army of the undead. Slowly, you creep forward along this stage as the eerie trip-hop beat continues to transform into a powerful thumping cacophony upon reaching the first mini-boss. I've described only the first 3 minutes of BALLxPIT. From moment one, this game pulls you into its dark, foreboding atmosphere through the surreal, hypnotic sound of each level's music. From the aforementioned trip-hop rhythms of the opening stage Boneyard, to the sparseness of the rippling piano melody on the snowy shores. To the bouncy but ghastly core melody of a dark overgrowth in the fungal forest. Each stage has a track that reflects these unspoken depths of the undiscovered worlds of the pit, and each stage has a final boss theme that acts as almost a remix of the music of the stage itself. It takes the instrumental core of the stage's theme and flips it into a more aggressive, upbeat take on the same sonic palette. As you inch along the final stretches of the Boneyard, the stage goes silent. You hear only the sound of balls tearing their way through the final skeletons remaining in the field. Suddenly, you hear a bang, and a colossal arm appears at the top of the screen. The Skeleton King approaches. Your ears are assaulted by what can only be described as a trap remix of the stage's main theme. The Skeleton King fires hundreds of projectiles as he stomps forward while his theme bounds across your senses. And the stomping of the Skeleton King is a perfect example of the masterful harmony of the game's soundtrack with this perfectly executed Every single sound in BALLxPIT has been made for the sole purpose of promoting the decrepit, crushing atmosphere of the diverse layers of the pit. From the battle effects, to the sound of harvesting materials from your base, to the UI and menus. Each aspect of the auditory experience is infused with purpose. As you progress through a stage and are being pushed to your absolute limit with an overbearing wave of foes encroaching upon you, the enemy mob begins chanting in unison with the beat. Your heart rate quickens as the hope you once had for surviving this run begins to fade. However, the design of the base combat itself serves as a counterbalance to the imposing nature of the looming army. There are many moments when you have this intimidating, chanting mob upon you, only to finally unlock an upgrade you've been fiending to add to your arsenal for the entire run. Now you're presented with a much more satisfying sound. Dozens of balls make a satisfying trickling sound as they chase away from the protagonist towards the horde of enemies. You hear dozens of small cries from each skeleton that you are now able to offer a swift demise. You hear the sound of cracking bones as they pop into non-existence after projecting a suite of balls in their direction. As you tear through this once towering battalion, you breathe a sigh of relief as the chants cease and the sound of breaking bones takes its place. Even as you hover over and click through the menus, each sound is made to feel like you're flipping through an ancient text or dusting off an old tome you've only just discovered. From the very first minutes of BALLxPIT, it is apparent that a great deal of effort was put into the unison of this game's soundtrack and sound design. The synth-infused trip-hop melodies are underscored by the sound of shattering foes and demonic chants. They work in tandem to convey this unsettling, undiscovered world full of terrifying monsters, boundless treasure, and of course, magical balls.